Okay, bad news is interest rates today could be on the rise, but there's plenty of good news if and when it goes up. Let's talk about it this morning. Oh, yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, Mr. DRURY. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good. We've got another exciting topic this morning.
Yeah. Billy's single, ready to mingle. Any ladies out there that like to tee Billy up with their daughters? He's
True.
How old are you now? 19 years of age.
Yep, 19 and
Yep.
yeah, just looking to meet that right person, Mark.
Ready to go. Yeah. Lovely young man. On to the next thing, interest rates.
The second best thing, interest rates. Yeah, the not so great news. What are your predictions? Sorry. Another change today.
Look, I think there's a responsibility to move with expectations on behalf of the RBA. I don't know if they really want to be that hammering that property market too hard. I think it's reacted accordingly to what they need to do. It's corrected accordingly. Whether they need to overarch and push it a little bit more, probably unlikely, but they need to, but they probably will. So I'm punting. I'm 50% on it not moving at all, and I'm 50% on it going 0.25. What about you? What's everyone out there?
As a mortgage owner, I'm hoping it doesn't move. But I think that's the trend they're going along. So whether it's today or whether it's next month or a quarter after that, it's going to come. So.
Well, if they move it up 0.5%, that'll be the largest rate hike in 22 years.
That's big. Is this the strongest economy we've had in 22 years? I'm not quite sure about that, but no. That's the trend they're going down. There's no doubt about it. So we will roll. We move forward.
There's a lot of uncertainty, but to be honest, I think it's payback time, and we had the government assist and support a lot in the last 2 years. And it's time for people to get back to work and start smashing that debt. And this is the result, I guess. New government, off we go.
That's it. Unemployment rate is the lowest in a long time. Very true.
Yeah,
there is a lot of people.
News.
Yeah, there is a lot of people that are back to work. And I think business is normal.
I think so. I saw Elon Musk was giving everyone a poke in the ribs to get back to their to get back to work as well and not be working from home, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
But Billy, there's really good news. So we our sales teams have been pounding the phones over the last week, and the most common comment from people we wanted to talk about today, because we sort of, when we're talking with everybody on the phones, where it seems to be a huge topic of conversation, a big concern for people, and we have I think the solution and the reality of what we talk about with these guys, people are like, shit, I've never thought of it that way. So we wanted to share that today with you. How does it sound on the phones, Billy, when we're making these calls?
It's funny. A lot of people are saying, a lot of people, I still think, are moving out of area, which is funny. I still think we've got a lot of people moving to Central Coast based on the phone calls we had like last night, for example. Yeah. Which is funny. But there's also a lot of people looking to upsize and close the gap on, where they're currently at, which might be a townhouse or an apartment, and move into something like an entry-level freestanding home. There's so many people that seem to, I think, wanting to do that. Now the gap's closing also, Mark.
Yeah, I think that, and you know how we touched on it, people making essential moves. I think these guys are looking to upgrade because it's essential for the growth of their family and the comfort of their family. They need to get from a one bedder to a two bedder. They need to get from a two bedder to a three bedder townhouse or house. And I think that downsizers have made so much equity that they don't really care about look, whether they're selling for 2.8 million or 2.6 million. They're going, we're doing this move. We've been here for 35, 40 years. Whereas the guys that are moving up on their properties, they're the ones that have the ability. Yes, it's essential, but they still can hold the fort and wait in order to make it a good time. But it is a very good time.
And some of the equity, some of the equity in these properties is not being used. And I think it's been sort of brought to light maybe when you've got an agent calling you just for a 6 monthly update. Michael last night was doing calls to people that he's, purchased from him. And it's nice to hear from an agent where, maybe after 2 or 3 years, just touching base again and realizing how much the property, has really gone up.
Yep. So, moving upwards, it's never been cheaper. How does this work, Billy? Because this was the biggest topic of our phone calls lately.
I've got a little thing on here on how to calculate your home's equity.
Yep.
Which I thought was important here. So how can I calculate my equity? And I'm reading this straight off Google because I don't want to mess it up. You can figure out how much equity you have in your home by subtracting the amount you owe on all loans secured from your house, secured by your house from its appraised value. This includes your primary mortgage as well as any other home equity loans or unpaid balances. So that's the basics of it. And then we're working with an 80% ratio. Do you want to explain that part, Mark?
Yeah, so if the banks are going to let you take money out of your property to borrow money on something else, they're not going to let you take it all. They're going to let you take up to 80% of the value. They want to preserve 20% of the value in the property. So that's pretty mandatory with most banks without incurring payable mortgage insurance. So then what that then means is, and this is the part where I get really excited, this is a fact. If you were to buy the same property and sell the same property 6 to 7 months ago on the northern beaches, you may have had a mortgage of $1 million you're going to be taking on. That for that same transaction, you're only taking on a mortgage of $850 or $950 now. So I call it price compression. It is cheaper, and this is the biggest conversation every single one of our agents is having. There you go. So you can see the top of that graph, guys, of Billy. See how it's come off that housing market?
Yeah.
It's come off. So that means that the mortgage you're going to take for 30 years is going to be less to get into the property, because respectfully, your property has come back in value, but not as much as the house value because it's a higher value. So this is just the perfect time to do an upgrade in the market, and people don't even bloody know it because they're getting pounded by the media.
And that's for units. So this is the type of conversation we were having last night. Units over 3 years, median value up 55%, houses up 82%. It's this equity, tapping into it, it's never been cheaper to sort of upsize.
And you know what else? It's comfortable buying and comfortable selling. It's not hypersonic, stressful, crazy, like hundreds of people through the open house, all offers coming in, agents going crazy. It's just it's country style buying and selling.
It's almost like you just walk into your showroom and pick out the property you want.
Yeah.
You know, we're working with a handful of really good buyers here, but it's you know, the qualified buyers and people that are serious, they are picking up really fantastic you know, properties here, and you know, property is selling. That's the main part.
Well, imagine buying furniture and they say, great, we'll take your money and it'll be ready in 12 months. You're like, ah. But you know what I mean? If you walk into the furniture and they look at that and you see the sofa on the floor that you like, and they go, that's available. And you go, really? And they go, yeah, you can have that straight away and we'll deliver it today. It's like, no. And that's what the property market is like now. It's just that little bit more compared to that 6 months ago or 8 months ago where it was just nuts. It's a more enjoyable market to transact. Fact.
Absolutely.
That rhymed.
Luke Scott, do you want the happy meal or family meal? Hey, I like that.
That's what it's like. That's what it's like. And good morning to Lisa Kramer, Lisa Novak. It's great to see you this morning, Lisa Novak. Michelle Cheney, how are you, legend? Tate Brownlee, congratulations on your court case. The most amount of paper I've ever seen, almost like a wheelbarrow or a huge trolley of paperwork he took into court. And he won. Jeff Luby, Luke, you legend. G'day, everyone. But that's the fact, and that's the topic. Anything else, Billy, we want to cover?
No, I think that's it. I love signing off with Luke's comment here. I think everyone's here for the family meal. Times have changed.
Yeah, this is a normal market. That was a nuts market. It's gone from nuts to normal. So I think it's, you know, the mortgage, and the bottom thing I want to spread around from this morning is the bottom line is the mortgage that you would have taken on to do the same transaction is now smaller today than what it would have been 6 or 8 months ago. Okay, yeah. I'll say it again. The mortgage for your if you're trading up, your changeover money, your mortgage that you would have taken on, your changeover is less in dollars than it would have been 6 to 8 months ago. Even with all this stuff about media and interest rates and all this stuff people talk about, it is still better now. And having said that, everyone's licking their wounds on interest rates going up, but we have made historically probably the greatest capital growth in property that we've ever made over the last 18 months. So I think you've got to give a little bit. And I think you've got to look at that greater picture that you've just made hundreds of thousands out of your property. If you've got to give a couple of grand for high interest rates per annum, so be it.
That's it. And it's what you do with that now. It's, you know, take advantage of it.
Yep. The
That's
analogy king. It's bad, eh? I've always got a good analogy for something. What's Tate got to say?
Owners need to jump in this market before investors come in. Strong due to such good value. There you go.
Well, do you know what? On the back of what we covered a story on yesterday with stock shortage because builders aren't renting, I think you will find that rents are going to skyrocket, and that's going to invite investors back into the market, which is what Tate's saying. So I think it's true. You get in now before the investors come in, because when they see there's great rental increases, they're going to automatically jump in. Positively geared stuff.
Beautiful. That's a wrap on the show.
That's a wrap. Have a beautiful day, Billy Boy and everyone. Look at these blue skies.
That's it. It's
these are perfect sky days.
It's time to party. Let's just hope it lasts for the rest of the week.
It will. It's good for the builders. See everyone.
Ciao.